Buffs Nation, what is going on? I'm finally starting to stream on time today, kind of in between some meetings here with work. So, man, with this breaking news, I had to get on. Again, before I get started, please be sure to hit that like. Let me know who is watching in the comments, what your thought is on this breaking news. I mean, man, with this program, with this staff, man, there is never a light day of news, man. That is for sure. And I mean, just a bombshell. Man, I got mixed feelings about this. I got mixed feelings about this. We'll see if Raha Media ends up joining me. I just texted him because I had to get his thoughts, with him coming on. But yeah, y'all hit that like. Y'all go support my boy Martez from Yo Martez. Sco Buffs promo code. But man, bombshell breaking news. So when I was talking with Rawhide earlier this week, and even with Big Dog Chico yesterday, I was like, why aren't we running max protect? Why aren't we doing X, Y, and Z? Why does this offensive line, man, look so bad? Because they're not as bad as like they've shown, with some of these games. That is just my opinion. And I think we got a little bit of an answer today. Kind of a little surprising one, right? Um, I think it's safe to say that Sean Lewis is not going to be back this next year. I can't think of an offensive coordinator who has their play calling ability stripped from them and then keeps their job moving forward or wants to stay moving forward. So, not a big fan of this when it comes to continuity. But if this truly is the answer, which is something that has shocked me, or it would shock me based on Sean Lewis's history as an offensive play caller. But are we really just not running max protect or running the ball, because he simply just doesn't want to call it? I think we're getting a little bit of our answer, right here, man. Coach Prime is done, having his son just get absolutely clobbered, and we got to protect Shador, man. We have no chance in any of these games if two isn't playing, right? And yeah, I mean, today, man, it's got to feel kind of like for many of y'all, man, because some of y'all were way earlier on this than I ever was, man. Way earlier. You guys were like, this is the issue. He's got to go. Coach Prime has identified that the play calling is the issue. So he's making a change. So I would expect right now Bill O'Boyle and Sean Lewis to be gone at the end of the year. That's what I would assume. Again, after last week's performance, it's clear we need a new offensive line coach. I mean, again, I've gone back and forth with some of the people on here. Yes, it's a coaching and a players thing, but it is more blame should be placed on the coaching. That is just my opinion as I'm chilling here in grandma's bedroom. Right? But man, before I get to your comments, is Pat Shermer going to call this game any different? That's the thing that I'm wondering, man. Is Pat Shermer really going to is he really going to call this thing any different? Pat Shermer is not somebody that I would ever call an offensive genius, and a little concerning, man. Obviously some things with this offense they can't get any worse. So hopefully we see an improvement this week. But good lord, from my time watching a Pat Shermer run offense, with the New York Giants and with my Denver Broncos, it was a lot of passing, not a lot of running, and very vanilla play calling where you first down run, second down run, third down pass. I mean that's pretty much it, man. That is pretty much it when it comes to a Pat Shermer offense. I would assume that his play calling is, just going to be for the end of the year, and then we'll move in a different direction, find somebody else. Maybe what I would like, just promote Brett Bartoloni, promote Fleet, promote somebody from within that already has experience with Shador, that's already had success as an offensive play caller. That's what I would like to do. Keep the continuity as much as we can, right? I think continuity is really important for this team moving forward, and especially if we're going to do damage next year in 2024. So I don't want to see us flipping out turning over the whole coaching staff. But man, it is clear that Coach Prime has run out of patience, and he's taking the reins back a little bit and gonna have a little bit more say in what is going on with this offense because he hasn't liked it. That's very clear. That is very clear. We cannot have Shador getting clobbered 30 hits a game, man. That is just ridiculous. So, um, but man, yeah. If you guys are expecting Pat Shermer to save this offense, let me just, you know, try and ease your expectations just a little bit. You know, I think things could look better. And again, maybe we throw out some different sets. We run some max protect, some 12 personnel. Maybe we bring in some more creative, running plays. But, from my time watching Pat Shermer, a lot of the things that we call for on offense, with a lot of motion, a lot of creativity, you're not really gonna get that, man. But again, I am just a guy here, chilling at grandma's. I have no idea what's happening in these meetings this week. I'm not an insider, and again, we only have, you know, uh, only good things are ahead of us, man. We only have, upwards to go. Now, Eric Morse bringing in an interesting comment here, and you're right, Eric Morse, right here. Pat Shermer was good in Minnesota in play calling. Yes, and that's because they had, a really terrible quarterback in Case Keenum. Which I mean, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to crap on Case Keenum. Too bad. He's an Abilene, Texas guy, just like I am. But um, he was running the ball crazy, a lot of good play action pass. He wasn't putting the ball in Case Keenum's hands to win those games. But you see when he's had a quarterback that has a little bit more arm talent than Case Keenum, which is most quarterbacks in the NFL, very pass heavy. And uh, we will see. But man, um, I think it's clear we're going to have a new offensive line coach. That's the biggest thing that I'm taking from this. Thank God, because I do think the majority of the blame for this offensive line play has to go in the coaching. These guys, we have fine enough athletes to have an average offensive line right now. When these guys aren't even communicating, when they don't understand their assignments, when it's clear that they're confused when they get on the field, that is the coaches. That is most definitely a coaching issue that these guys weren't prepared. And for them to come out and put out that performance after the bye week was inexcusable. We saw, the other phases of our team take steps forward in playing better, and we saw regression. Something had to change. The standard needs to be set and maintained. That's what we're having. So let me go ahead, get to some of your comments. Of course, y'all, we got 200 people in here, so please hit that like. Y'all would make my Friday if you did that, right? Let's get some good mojo going into this Oregon State game. That's going to be great. And send me a super chat if you want to ensure that I see or read your comment. I'm going to just try and filter through these things. We can talk about this. Eric Morse. David, do you think there was a power struggle in Boulder? Prime. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, man. I'm going to answer this question and I'm going to get it to a very special guest we got coming on here. Oh, my God. All right. David, do you think there was a power struggle in Boulder? Prime wanted one thing and Lewis didn't want to do it and push back. Man, seems like it to me. I think we got our answer there right there, man. Maybe me and this special guest, we could do a little bit of role playing, seeing how this thing goes, right? Seeing how this conversation happened, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's very clear, man, when you get stripped of your play calling duties, there is absolutely a power struggle, man. And man, at least Pat Shermer, we don't have a book on Pat Shermer going into this game, man. So maybe we might see the offense do a lot better. But without further ado, I mean, probably my YouTube BFF right now, which is amazing. I need
What's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, I apologize. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I turned over. I saw what you sent me. Then I looked. I said, "Oh man, I'm still laying down." Then I look a little deeper. I see the title. Like I jumps out the bed. I'm like, "What's going on?" Oh, anyway, I don't even know, bro. I can't believe it. I can't
Dude.
believe it.
Dude, I guess we got our answer. Why aren't we running max protect? Another one where I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I just figured, man, we seen this man do it before. We seen this man do it before at Kent State, running a bunch of 12 personnel. I guess he really just did forget it. Like that's what
Bro,
I'm.
bro. I, okay, okay. All right. Here we go. I I got a lot of mixed feelings about this. I don't know if you touched on them all yet. Okay, I don't know if you touched on them yet. I don't think it's the best look in the world to get rid of your
No.
OC in the middle on your first season, and you get rid of your OC. So I'm like, did they not get along? I mean, did they clash some? That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, did they clash? Because the problems that we saw now, granted, we ain't backstage with them, but the problems we saw were simple, right? And you think you could easily try some different things because we both know, sometimes our suggestions is not the best in the world, right? We that was proven last game, but but hey, first season and he gone. That makes me wonder a lot about uh, what was going on behind closed doors.
I
Second,
want to see. I want to see the unaired, well-off media footage, man. There had to have been some conversations, man, that
yeah,
I would
yeah,
have wanted to be a fly on the wall for, man. That
yeah,
is
bro.
absolutely true, man.
Oh, did Sean Lewis go? Does Sean Lewis got another job opportunity? And because things are not going that well, he told them to go ahead and we'll just go ahead and put Pirate Sherman in your spot. What do you think about that? Could
I don't
Sean
think
Lewis be heading to
nah, man.
Michigan State?
No, dude. Nah, man. I mean, if that happens, I guess I want to be too crazy, but I mean, again, I think Sean Lewis is a good offensive coordinator.
I
Not
think so
perfect,
too.
but
I
but
think
I
so
mean,
too.
Rudy right here saying what happened, 42 sacks happened. Do you want to hire a guy that is calling an offense that's for the most sack quarterback in NCAA right now? I just don't know if he's parlayed this into any better of a head coaching gig than he had at Kent State right now. I mean,
You you don't think so? I mean, he took a offense that was finished last season, what last in the FBS to top 30?
I guess, man. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. But I gotta say, man, I'm quite I'm like not surprised, but like I'm shocked if that made sense. Like that this is being announced right now. And I agree with you. I don't think it's a great look, but I think we get our answer on some of the performance with the offensive line and some of the play calling. At least we get a little bit of a peek on what Coach Prime thinks the problem is.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I think it's very clear that Bill O'Boyle is not going to be back
Yeah,
this next year.
yeah. He's gone. He's gone. He's 100% gone. I totally agree with you on that. I just don't know because this is the deal. All right, I'm gonna go non-Colorado to just in general football, right? Colorado, right? And y'all have heard me say this plenty of times. You know, 5 games max in the last since 2005. Kick out the 2016 season, right? And you 1-11 the previous season. I mean, just the natural growth, right, of teams. They generally go from 1-11 to somewhere between 4 and 5 games with a history like that. Would you agree with that? Which is
Yeah,
so, which is so blowing that you'd be like, I ain't even cool with what even though we're successful, I ain't even cool with that. I'm gonna let you go. I mean, th- I- that's just a natural progression.
Yeah.
I, I'm blown away, which makes me think they must have had some headbutting behind the scenes.
I think let's do a little bit of role play, man. Let's
Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it.
let's give the viewers a little show, man. I'll be Sean Lewis. I got the beard going on, so Coach Prime. How do you start out this conversation? You bring me into your office. I guess I kind of look like him. I got that big Bill hat on. Coach Prime, what's good?
Hey, Sean. Hey, I think we need to go in a different direction. You know what I mean? You know me, how it is. I'm just gonna just keep it straight up and honest with you right now. But I think we're gonna move in a different direction. I'm gonna promote Pat Shurmur into your position. It's unfortunate. I appreciate everything you did for me, but we all know this is a win and go home game. So I appreciate all that. I'll hook you up. Hit the dough. he said something to that respect. And second off, I don't think Sean Lewis is blindsided by this. Do you?
Well, that's why, man. I'm a little blindsided that it's Pat Shermer, man. Like, because if I'm Sean Lewis, I want to go. Okay, Coach Prime, I'm very appreciative of this. I understand this offensive line coach that I brought in. Couldn't coach, Pablo Sanchez and the rest of the backyard football players right now. Teaching them how to block. I understand that's on me, but Coach Prime. I mean, Pat Shermer likes to throw the ball too. Do you think anything's going to change with this play calling? Moving forward.
What I think is going to happen is we're going to be on the same page, and I just think we veered off as a as a team. I respect you as a man. I think I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I'm looking for somebody to be a little bit more on the same page as I am. And I think you could agree with that.
Then he said, "Get the hell out of Colorado. We don't need
Bro.
you."
Oh, I heard you touching on that Pat Shermer point. Okay, this is. Let me ease your heart a little bit here. Let me ease.
I'm scared, bro. I'm just as scared of Pat Shermer, man, as I am with
ease your heart.
Sean Lewis calling the offense.
Okay, just to keep it. What's up, Jonas? Just to keep it short and to not go down his whole coach career. He was the head coach, right, at the New York Giants, right?
Yeah.
He also, I think he was the OC. Wasn't he OC in Green Bay? With
he was OC in Minnesota previous to
Minnesota.
His New York
but
Giants.
I thought he was with Green Bay also during the early years of Aaron Rodgers. I could be wrong, but I guess my point is that you don't become head coach in the NFL if you don't know X's and O's. That's impossible, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You and it ain't like he was a head coach 50 years ago.
It's true.
It wasn't, right? So, and I still put a lot of onus on the head coaches, right? I think offensive coordinators call plays under the head coach's philosophy. So what I mean by that is if your head coach wants to throw the ball, right? I put it to you, make it just easy as possible. If you are the OC at New England, right? You do know you're going to have to run the ball, right? But if you flip it and become an OC for Arizona, what's his name that got fired from Arizona? Cliff Kingsbury. If you become an OC for Cliff Kingsbury, right? You know you're going to be geared more to throwing the ball. I mean, dig routes, streaks, posts, all that stuff is the same. But the philosophy that you coach is under your head coach from an offensive coordinating standpoint. Because I know a lot of people hate Pat Shermer for what he did at Denver. I get that. But I think Pat Shermer, you get good out of Pat Shermer. I mean, look at the Ravens. They just fired a coach that they never should have hired anyway, but he's a heck of an offensive coordinator.
It can't get much worse, man. It can't get much worse. But Rawhide, man, I got another question for you, man. I got another question for you. How the how the hell did our special teams coaching staff last longer than this offensive coaching staff? Man, that is just it's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing.
You know why? Because they get along. They get along. That's what it boils down to. They get along. That's the only reason, bro. Because you can't tell me Sean Lewis works than special team coordinator. You can't tell me that. So
Um,
the only thing I can see is that man, they didn't get along. That had to be what it is, bro.
it had to have been, man.
It had to
And
be.
I'm just I what are you not getting along about? Like, you could just see the data. You can see the quarterback getting creamed. You can see, like, I just got no idea. I got no idea. Like, you understand if we understand it, just random guys on YouTube, if we understand what 12 personnel is, surely they've had the discussion. Do they just got guys that can't block because we got just an incapable blocking coach? Is that what we got right now? I don't know. I mean, it can only get better, man. It can only
Yeah,
get better.
you can't get worse. I mean, bro, it can't get worse. Again, Pat Shurmur, bro, he know football, and it could be one of those things that the environment that Coach Prime has around the team that he really never bought into that. That could be it. Because you got to understand, it's cool. It's cool to be to be coaching one level of football, and you do these type of things, right? But we gotta.
Mhm.
I mean, we have to admit this is way out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? How he conducts his teams, practices, and the things that he do, right? I mean, we got to be honest about that. You ain't Nick Saban ain't never going for nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got to go to. I don't want to go straight to Alabama. I can go Kansas State. Kansas State coach ain't going for nothing like this, right? So this is way outside of the tradition. So when you already irked about something and stuff ain't going well, you and that person start butting heads, especially at work, right? You at work, you mad about something else, right? And
Yeah, no
how
doubt.
things are going on, and then
Yeah.
but this teammate that you're working with in your job, y'all ain't really getting along. I mean, it just adds to it, and it adds to the friction. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is all speculation, bro. All speculation, but I can see how that could bother people.
Yes. God's spirit bringing up this comment right here saying it's no mystery for those of us who believe in and watch body language. Shador was not feeling Coach Lewis. No eye contact between the two. Bro, I'm taking Toradol shots at halftime, man, because of this play calling. Now I'm seeing ghosts. I'm running into defensive ends half the time, in the second half
Mm-hmm.
because,
Mm-hmm.
you got my bell rung, man. So that's
Mm-hmm.
a very fair point, man. I think, man, it was just inexcusable again with what we've talked about earlier this week. Inexcusable for them to come out of the bye week and for
Mm-hmm.
the offense to look like that, man.
Facts.
Inexcusable.
Facts. Hey, what about this though? This is something else. I don't know if you touched on it. How is this going to affect recruiting?
And ain't affecting it at all. Well, okay. That's my first gut reaction because I believe Jordan Seaton is interested in coming here for Coach Prime. It doesn't matter who that offensive line coach is, or maybe he knows somebody else is coming in. Now, like you said, making a move like this in the middle of the season, I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
It
I
don't look
don't like
good,
it.
man.
You
It
know,
don't look good. Because I can tell you right
it's
now,
not a good look.
if I was recruiting against Colorado, I could take if I'm one of these premier programs, right? Because we got to be honest. That's who they're recruiting against, premier program. My first deal, when I sit down in front of a top tier wide receiver or quarterback or whoever the case may be, I'm like, look here, man. Y'all see what they're doing over there, right? You see that because let's call it. It is what it is. This ain't me talking. This is I know what they're saying. I mean that gimmick over there. It ain't even, bro. He fired his OC, one of the best offense coordinators in the country, considered in the middle of the season. You want to go play for that instability? There
That's
hadn't
what
been.
they're going to be saying.
That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna say. How you can't make, bro? We can sit there and we can try to turn that from a recruiting standpoint. That bro. You think Texas A&M ain't saying that. You think Alabama ain't saying that. You think Georgia ain't saying that. You think Florida State ain't saying that. Ohio State. That's exactly what they're gonna say. Instability.
We'll just
They
have to
fired the
prove
best.
them wrong. But I want to say Rawhide, which could help fight against this narrative about this just going to be a coaching carousel all the time. Is I would like it to just promote from within, man. Promote Flea, promote Brett Bartlone next year, man. Like that's what I would like.
Right, I agree with you 1,000%. I thought after because I understand why you didn't want the wide receiver coach to be your OC because he was originally the offensive coordinator. I get it.
Yeah.
You went to Power Five, a different level, right? So you want somebody a little more experienced at that spot. But being under Sean Lewis at this point, I think that should be your next OC because I don't believe Pat Shurmur wants to be an offense coordinator.
No,
I
he's
think this
just
is a
doing
fill
this.
in.
He's just doing this to
Yeah,
fill in and then go hang out with Mike Zimmerman, in Boulder, man. That's
yeah, yep, yep.
that's what we're gonna do.
100% agree with you. And I think Brent Bartlone is the person that you promote. I think what was him? He was the top 30 under 30 coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. You promote him, and you run the type of game and offense that you've been running that you ran over there at Jackson State. And bro, I
Yeah.
think you keep clicking. Another thing. Let's be honest about it too, bro. You got to be god awful. The only time I seen an effect for an offensive coordinator is when the New England Patriots had two defensive coordinators sharing offensive play duty last year for the New England Patriots. Okay, and I ain't gonna
Hey
lie,
man, even the best football coaches can get it wrong sometimes.
bro.
That's
I defended
definitely
them
one of
before the year, bro. Bro, I defended them from in the beginning of the year before that season started. I'm like, bro, y'all quit acting like football is brain surgery. These dudes know football. But clearly I was wrong on that. I was dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one to believe. I know somebody asked me what I was talking about. Just don't make it real short. I just believe that the offensive coordinator is a reflection of the coach's philosophy. However, the coach wants to run football and play football, the offensive coordinator tries to do that under the system that the offensive coordinator has.
It's just I gotta say this too, man. Richard bringing up this comment here, Rod, saying I think it'll be great for recruiting. Coaches are being held accountable, but again, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. I hate to be that, but kind of guy or well, actually guy. I hate those guys, but if that was being consistent, man, we would have saw somebody come in here and help this special teams unit get in order, man. And I think that's one thing that I have such an issue with is why, and maybe there have been changes that just haven't been announced because you don't have to announce everything, that's going
Right.
on here. But yeah, it is clear that definitely from an offensive line standpoint, we need to go in a new direction. I'm totally happy with that. But when you got Shador back there, man, taking a Toradol shot, leading the league in sacks or whatever, there is obviously grounds to fire. And again, guys, in the comments, I mean, you guys take your victory lap here on a Friday. I mean, y'all got to be feeling good. Let me know, how amazing you feel that. I mean, we got, so many of y'all got what you wanted, man. You wanted him back. You wanted him out of there. And I think, Rahat and I, we're a little bit more patient, and, we didn't really want to believe, man, that there was a lot of smoke behind the crap show that was going on with, some of these Saturday performances. But it's clear that we were wrong. It's clear that there was some sort of conflict going on with Sean Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Just a communication disconnect, man. Again, you cannot have our offensive linemen glitching like this is a video game, moving up like this, and then just having the defensive lineman just run past them. We cannot have that. And I think that's what I'm most excited about out of this is just the fact that we'll get somebody in here that knows how to coach the position. These guys, they're good enough to be good enough. That's how I feel about it. They're good enough
Right,
to be good
right,
enough, and
right.
these guys haven't even learned to communicate. That falls on coaching, and I'm sick of hearing about pace, 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 go fast, go fast, go fast, and we ain't going fast, man. We have not been going fast.
I agree with it. Harold Mitchell mentioned if they win tomorrow night, it won't be a problem in recruiting. I agree with. I think that will lessen. I think that would help. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that what the are going to say against them will work. I'm just saying that's going to be the argument. And let me ask you this, David. Do you think it even may have been less Sean Lewis and more Coach Prime like Bill O'Boy got to go? So Sean was like, "No, man."
Oh my god. Okay, man.
Because Bill O'Boy came with Sean. That was
Yeah,
Sean Lewis's guy.
and this is what I don't understand, Rawhide, man, is that this is a business. It is performance. It is performance based. But you see this happen with coaching. Like the Denver Broncos, they had Coach Evero as our defensive coordinator. He did not want to stay on this year because we fired his BFF Nathaniel Hackett after just being totally incapable. But you see these guys, I don't understand it, where like they want to die on a hill for one of their other coaching buddies that is clearly incapable of doing their job at this level. Again, I didn't want to believe that it's the case because, again, I've had buddies that I've worked with that it's like, man, it's just clear it's not working out. You're gonna be my friend, but man, you just gotta go, man. You gotta show up to work, man. You gotta show up to work, and it would not shock me. It would not shock me if those two go somewhere else. But I will say, let's touch on Leftwich here in a minute. But this other question that Ron had was, so is he fired or still on staff? I think he'll be on staff through the rest of the year, but I can't think of an offensive coordinator who has been stripped of play calling duties that has then returned to that same position on the team the following year. I can't think of one.
No, it's not. He's done. Stick a fork in him. He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
Terry's saying, I think culturally, Sean Lewis didn't fit. Culturally, man, we got to win football games. And, you know, I'll put this last week's loss straight on the offense, man.
Mhm, mhm.
It's on him. But what you think about Byron Leftwich? We haven't really seen
No.
much of what he's done. And for some reason, I thought he called. I was getting my football history wrong, but he's been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when Tom Brady was there. I don't think he's coaching right
Mhm,
now. Chris saying it's been no
mhm.
secret he's been in Boulder a lot this year. What would you think of him calling an offense for the Buffaloes next year if that were to happen?
All right, I'll be straight up with you. I would have if you want to implement uh, Brian Leftwich, this is how I would like to see it. I would like you to promote the wide receiver coach, Brent Bartolone. He's going
Hmm.
to coach wide receivers. He's the OC. You
Get To in
bring,
here.
no, no, you don't want that. Then you take Byron Leftwich, right? Let him be the quarterback's coach and co-OC. That's what I would do. You see what I'm saying? Because the problem with Shermer, why I don't believe Shermer would be the OC he could be, or he wants to be. Pro coaches don't like recruiting; they just can't stand
Oh,
it. So that being the case, you co-OC it with Brent Bartolone and Byron Leftwich, where that takes a little bit more weight off of Byron Leftwich because I don't know if he wants to be a college football coach. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if that's
yeah.
his long-term deal. He may be trying to get back to the NFL, but I would do that. I'd call him up, let him work with the quarterbacks, and I roll with that. But see, now you run into another problem. You got to find your offensive line coach because Bill Ward's gone.
Dude, I'm ready to coach those boys. I'm
I
ready,
mean,
man.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't,
I,
you know,
like,
yeah, I
ca-
feel it.
can you identify the mic? All right, then we're just gonna count. Count to 1, 2. From there on. To the right and left, figure this thing out. But sign me up for special teams. But surely, man, we'll get somebody like Warren Sapp, man. But the offensive line version, that's what I gotta hope for. I mean, surely there's plenty of guys that see that they can whoop this O line into shape. We got again, we got one guy that's 280 pounds. Outside of that, they're all the right amount of size. But I know we went a little bit back and forth on this, Rawhide, but it pissed me off. It pissed me off that Bill Boyle's opening up the season saying these boys aren't strong enough.
He told you. He
Child,
told you.
please.
He
Child,
told you though.
please.
He
No,
told you, man.
no. This man was just trying to cover his butt because he didn't know how to coach this team. He didn't know how to coach these guys. That is, there is no way. There is no way. The fact that he would say that, shame on him. Shame on him. Got to know better.
Hey, come on. I got to ask you the same question. I think I asked Jonas. I asked Jonas this one day. Okay, how do you coach around a guy when the defender puts his hand on him? He immediately takes him back to the quarterback. What do you say? What do you say to a guy like that?
You're going back to Kent State, man. You're going back to Kent State. Now I'm going to get one of those 315-pound guys in there, man. Say, you go in there, do your thing, man. Because we got our biggest boys sitting on the bench.
Hey, what do you say to it? What do you say to a kid when he's in the stands and they hike the ball and he gets up to try to get him, but the guy already about? What do you do? What do you do about that?
You know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing, Rawhide? I'm having us do some damn agility drills. I wonder what the hell we are doing all week when we can't even get out of our stance, man. When we can't even get out of our stance, man.
Can't get
It
out
is
the
not
stance,
coaching,
bro.
man. What like are
Can't
we
get out
are we even doing coordination drills where we're catching the
No, they
you know?
they just get whipped. Dude, I don't even think Jada got a hand on his jersey. He plays. I don't even think. I think he went. I think he
I was
went out.
not calling for Jada to play left tackle. You know, that's the one
Okay.
thing I do want to take a victory lap out on.
I think he came out there looking game clean. And when he stopped playing, he was looking game clean. He just hung his suit back. He just hung his suit back up in the locker because he didn't touch the pot. Only person he touched was Shador picking him up off the ground, giving him a hand. Bro, how do you coach? How do you coach that?
Again, man, how do you coach it? Well, you know, you at least need to attempt to coach it, man. I'm putting a lot of blame, man, on Bill O'Boyle with this, man, and that's just what I'm gonna do. But again, new avenue, man. Bringing this up, we ran 9 times last week in a one-score game. In a one-score game, I mean, someone said in the chat the other day, if you take out the sack yardage, we were averaging 4 yards a carry. Can you verify that? With like
The running yards are so insignificant. I don't even look.
Is that why Al McCaskill redshirt? Because he's like, man, I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with Coach Loose, man.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta. I think you gotta have enough carries for it to even matter. Oh, Dave, I mean, you never said anything about Byron Leftwich. What do you think?
Again, your thoughts. I like continuity. You know, this is a concept that all the dynasties have is continuity. You already got guys on the offense, on the offensive staff that already have that relationship with Shador. Now, if Byron Leftwich has been here a lot throughout the season or whatnot, maybe that continuity, that chemistry is already building. Okay, maybe it's already there. But if we do go in that direction, I'll be happy. I will ask a few questions. I will ask him a few questions. Well, if I could, I would just ask, do you like to run the ball? Which I think he did a lot with Leonard Fournette, right? And are you still cool with Tom Brady? And Shador's cool with Tom Brady, and if he's cool with Tom Brady, maybe there's a lot of mojo going on that can lead to some success. That's I think Byron Leftwich learned a lot from working with Tom Brady. But again, my first direction I would go is just want to keep as much continuity as possible. I think that's the best.
I know, man. You don't want year 2 to be year 1 again. That's the issue, and that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to see them. I know people got to understand in football, and we've talked about it before. You need time in the system, and I don't think Sean Lewis was very far off what Brent Barlone did, other than the the run pass balance. But other than that, it was about the same type of
Who was the
offense.
offensive line coach at JSU?
Oh, I have no idea. Just to be honest, I have no clue. Somebody in the chat probably can answer that for us. So, um,
Why
I
don't we
just
just get
want,
that guy up here, man?
uh, I mean, it could. Coaching is coaching. It doesn't matter what level it is. But
I know
I
Bailey
just,
didn't let up a sack last year at the G5 level. I know it's different, but
bro,
that JSU line got their hands on guys at least,
nah, exactly. They touched them, bro. And so that's my thing, man. I don't want them to start over, man, because I get, but I also come from a perspective. I think this season has been a a great success. That's so I'm like, that's why I'm like, I don't really want them to mess up, rock the boat, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're 4-4, they're 4-4, da 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 da. Right? Yeah, they lost 4 games, but God, this has been a successful season. I'm just you ain't going. No one's going. No one's taking Kansas University of Kansas, the Kansas Jayhawks, from what they were to winning 10 straight games. And if they did, they need to erect a statue of them. I'm telling you right now, if they win 6 or 7 games, the AD need a statue, bro.
No
Y'all gotta
doubt.
Colorado gotta put a statue for the AD. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yes.
how. And I think that's missed by a lot of people, of how well, or the type of job that they've been doing so far. You know what I mean? This is, people come to. I understand you win 3 straight, your expectations go through the roof, but bro, this is how football is played. This, that's just me. So that's why I don't want to upset the apple cart, bro. I just want them to promote Brent. If you want Byron Leftwich, make him the QB coach. Go find your offensive line coach. And he know them in NFL. They there all day.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, man, the points were there, like 5% is saying. The points were there, but we lead the league in sacks too. And at the end of the day, man, the star quarterback is also the coach's son. And the coach is not going to be cool with his son getting clobbered. There was just a breaking point, man. I think it was.
Mhm.
And it's really as simple as that. Yeah. Brett Barlow had a balanced attack at JSU. And again, want to, happy birthday. How it has TB. Today's my birthday. This is an amazing gift.
Today your birthday? Oh, the
Well,
TVs.
it's his
Okay,
birthday.
okay, yeah.
It's an amazing gift, man. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
happy birthday, how it is, TB. Happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of wonder, man. Man, why haven't we just fired Bill O'Boyle then? You know, like,
That may be what was about to happen. I think. I'm
eh,
just not down on Sean Lewis like everybody. I'm sorry.
man, something happened, man. Again, people have brought up very fair criticism. Why are you running the ball 9 times in a one-score game?
I mean, that's legit. That's legit. But I ain't gonna say it. I don't leave that one alone. I'm just saying there's more people wear that headset. It ain't just one person that wear that headset.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And Andrew bringing up this comment here, I really like. The lack of time possession was making the defense worse. The players can ball. Terrible play calling. Man, I mean, we saw our defense held us in the game this past week, man. They just gassed out, I think, from having to come on after, so many 3-and-outs. But I saw some comments saying Charles Kelly next. Let's go. No.
Let me plead to you guys. You don't want to start over. You just want to plug a hole. You don't want to be learning 2 new systems. You get what you get now, 12 men on the field. You get, you know what I'm saying? They just, it's you don't want to do. I'm begging you all, please. Listen, you don't want to do that. You want to keep some continuity. You want the guys that come back next year to already have a grasp of the system.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. But someone did bring up here with Danny O'Neil here that I can't find that comment now. Oh, right here, DB. None of the recruits are coming to see you for Sean Lewis other than Danny O'Neil. That's interesting, yeah, because he was being recruited by Sean Lewis when he was over at Kent State. I he will be a commitment to keep tabs on. if he still stays or if he goes somewhere. At the end of the day, with what we got coming in 2025, I ain't stressing. I ain't stressing about that at all. But I think, man, anybody that's coming here to play offensive line, they're coming to play offensive line for Coach Prime, man. So I still feel very good about this Jordan Scene. I think just like what we were doing earlier this week, doing some of the role play, we were saying, hey, Coach, I want to come here and play for you, but am I just going to get worse? Am I going to get worse coming here? Got that question
Facts,
answered for you.
facts,
Coaching ain't going to be
facts,
an issue. Yeah,
facts.
this is
Hey,
Lucy.
but David, we gotta. So if Pat Shurmur is play calling, that means that he has Sean Lewis. If he's still on staff, he's an analyst now. You can only have 10 coaches. That's the NCAA rule. He just can't step in and play call. So I'm assuming Sean Lewis is, if he's still on staff, he's an analyst because he can't be a coach.
Yeah, you just need to kick back, making sure he's got his house for sale, all that sort of stuff, man. But I don't want him muddying the waters, man, with anything, man. He's gotta chill. He's got to chill for a little bit. But yeah, you got to imagine these next 4 weeks with Bill Boyle on the staff is going to be pretty awkward.
Yeah.
And we got a super chat here. Let's see. G-Mac, the second, not the first, the second. This is clearly Prime's fault. He only made his sales pitch to skills positions, not the trenches. Most trench players do not speak his language. Hashtag cultural difference. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, G-Mac. Always greatly appreciated. You wanna give your thoughts on this one first?
I was gonna let you smooth it all over, man. It's a super chat.
I
You
love
want me to
reading
go?
these.
You don't want me to say that.
Hey, man. Hey, at the end of the day, G-Mac the second, this is what I'm gonna say. Is that, it's never a good look, man, to be firing coaches in the middle of the season or to be stripping them of their play calling duties in the middle of the season. I agree with you on that. And with it not working out, I'm sure Coach Prime will own up to that this wasn't the hire that he should have made. I think we can all agree with that right now. That if we could go back and do it again, probably would have hired somebody else. Hell, maybe even Byron Leftwich, like we've been talking about. I do think he only made a sales pitch to skill positions, not the trenches. I'll push back on that with you for a little bit because, of course, Coach Prime's going to have more success targeting those positions just easier from the get go. What I think has made the offensive line recruiting a little slow, and not that there were a ton of guys that we could have gotten in the portal anyways, but when you got who you got right now coaching the offensive line, you're not going to be able to gain a ton of ground in it, in the trenches right now. I think that you've seen in classes of 24 and 25, we've been making a ton of headway on the front seven there. So if we're just looking at the offensive line, we got Talon Chandler, who I guess he might be another guy to watch, but I think he'll want to come here even without Bella Boyle. To me, he seems totally locked in, and he's going to be a very important player for us at the center and interior positions. Jordan Seaton, man, again, he's had interest in this program because of Coach Prime, not because of Bill O'Boyle. And we're just going to have to see what he does now moving forward. Hopefully you can get a coach that can help with recruiting in this area, just like Nick Williams coming over here from A&M. He has absolutely been killing it this year, getting us lined up in our front seven for years to come. But I think all that to say, having who we've had as our offensive line coach has not helped. But I don't think it's fair to say because we are having the number one offensive lineman come in here, that is absolutely strictly only because of Coach Prime.
That's facts. That's 100. That's facts. Is 100% true. And I guess the only thing I'll add to that is that, guys, this dude played in the NFL. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. You think he'll know how to speak defensive line play or defensive lineman? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Now, this ain't no regular normal college coach, man. This dude has played on the highest level. I mean, he got Nate Newton visiting him all the time. You telling me he don't speak the language of trench play? Come on, bro. I mean, I feel you though. I appreciate the super chat, but I got to push back on that one. I got to push back on that one. It is what it is. It's the first season. The man was hired in December. He gained all his players after the spring. That's just basically what it boils down to.
No
He didn't
doubt.
have a whole lot of time to build, and we already know you got to drop that paper to grab trench players. That's what you got to do. You got to drop the paper. And Colorado admittedly said they didn't have that paper to pull them in. You telling me that old boy from Georgia that went to USC, what's his name, Barry Alexander? You think he wouldn't have looked at Colorado if Colorado could have matched USC's bag?
No doubt.
Come on,
No
man.
doubt.
Yeah,
We're getting there,
he
man.
would have been there. They know
We're
what it
getting there,
costs.
man.
Hey, Texas,
We're flying out his
stacks
whole
of
family
players.
this weekend, man. Jordan C,
Yeah,
man. We're flying out the whole
yeah.
family. You know we're gonna have Chef Solomon's gonna have those tomahawk steaks going. You know he's gonna cook them a 5-star meal. And hopefully we got that check for him, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. And also I wanted to mention this, man. I am not sensitive to the coaches getting fired. I just want to continue, like Dave's been talking about. I want to continue continuity. I don't like teams. For instance, ask Jim, not Clemson's coach, because we talk about, I can't think of off the top of my head. The college football saint. What is his name? Clemson coach. What's his name?
Dabo.
Dabo Sweeney. Oh my God. I don't know what happened. I got brain fart there. Dabo Sweeney. Bro. Dabo winning and winning and winning. Lost his off-season. He lost man, Big Brent Venables to Oklahoma. Look what's going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's another reason why it looks so great about what Alabama does, is because they lose coaches year in and year out, and they always competing for national championships. But also, if you watch Nick Saban, what he does is he loves to, put those old fire coaches as analysts to get in the program. When they take his OC, he take that analyst that was previously a head coach, stick him at the OC. He's trying to maintain continuity. So that helps him. Colorado ain't got that right now, so I don't want them to be going out firing Coach Kelly. Guess what you got to go do now? You got to find a whole other, because I don't think Dennis Thurman want to be a DC no more. You know what I'm saying? And stick somebody else in there. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that, guys. That's not good. That is not good.
Building an organization, man. Whether it's sports or not, man, you're always better when you got continuity, when you got long-term relationship with a lot of guys, when you share that same philosophy. Now again, it's easy for us to come in here now and second guess Rawhide, but let's go ahead and talk about this, man. Would this offense have just been better if we had just promoted Brett Barloni to OC from the get-go, man?
I do not believe it would have been much different. I'll tell you why. Because my whole argument for Colorado this season and why they was going to be successful, and I was right on that point, was the fact they got the second best quarterback in the country. That's why. They got the second best quarter. And if you all listen to me, I tell you all the time, good players cover up a whole lot of bad coaching. If y'all think Georgia coach Kirby Smart makes every right decision, they don't. And let me do you a favor. Go over there and watch them. Listen to their fan base. Get on their boards. He gets that business sometimes. But when you got blue chips, they cover up a lot of bad coaching. Colorado don't have all that, but they got the second best quarterback in the country, and he can cover up for a lot of deficiencies, which he has done this season. And they would have been just as good. They would have been just as good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to say, but we can just talk about where we go moving forward. I think, man, at the end of the day, you need people on the same page. You need people talking, communicating, getting along. And if that's not happening, even if there are some disagreements, man, and some tension, if you're not communicating, if you're not working through conflict, if things are not getting changed, man, It's time to
Mhm.
find a better fit, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, hopefully, best of luck, man, to Sean Lewis and Bill O'Boyle. But I think it's pretty clear, man, that they're going to be out of here. Uh, here in the next 4 weeks. Best of luck to them. But more importantly, best of luck to us, man, as we figure out where we go from here. It's only year
Exactly.
one. And, we got a lot more steps and progress to make. But I'm confident, man, again, with Coach Prime's network, with all the friends and connections that he has, uh, I feel like he's going to find the right people for this staff, whether it is Byron Leftwich at the OC, whether it is promoting from within, whether it is getting a guy with a real special teams coordinator title in here, a real offensive line coach. I think that things will, happen. But, you know,
Mhm.
I, I'm just trying to think if this is the first coach that he's like not technically fired, but like stripped duties of throughout his time. But guys, head coaches make hires that don't work out all the time. It just
All the
happens.
time.
It
Yeah.
happens to the best.
Yeah.
Like you said, Bill Belichick at one
He messed
point
up.
decided that I'm going to put a defensive coordinator in as my OC.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
sometimes it just doesn't always work out. Even the great ones get it
Exactly,
wrong.
bro. Exactly, bro. And I hope people understand that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just, bro, it just don't work out, and it's fine. It's fine. So, and again, they have been successful. Let's don't, man. I press on you guys, man. Appreciate what you're seeing because this is one of the better coaching jobs you have ever laid your eyes on. It ain't but a
Yes,
few. This is one of the
yes,
better coaching jobs.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're still kicking butt, man.
Oh yeah.
K89,
Oh yeah.
one of our friendly trolls coming in here saying these two dudes are Deion Sanders groupies. Without a doubt, man. We love what's going on here, man. We have a good time with this. We have not been short of criticism, man, of some of the things
Oh no.
with
Oh
this
no.
team, no doubt. But hey, man, you coming to our channel, man. You're getting some guys that are fans of what's going on and are optimistic, man, about the long term future of Coach Prime and the Buffs, man. Anything
Mhm.
else to say to that?
Oh, hey, I second that. I second that. Bro, it is what it is. And we like to put things in perspective. I mean, that's what we like to do. And Dave, he does a great job in that, man. He does a great job. Oh,
Yeah, no doubt. Oh,
yeah.
I got to respond to this one too. This dude's living with his grandma telling Sean Lewis to sell his home when this clown doesn't even have one. You're absolutely right. I can say whatever I want on here. So yeah, I'm telling Sean Lewis, man, you better get your bags packed up, man. It's time for you to find a new spot, and we cannot have our star quarterback getting sacked 40 plus times a season, man.
That's true. That's true
Absolutely
too.
ridiculous, man. We can't have it,
That's
man.
true too.
But again, man, we like to have fun on here, and I just say how it is. I just say it how it is, and that's why I enjoy doing this. I think we'll wrap up
Exactly.
here in just a few minutes, Rawhide, but we got another super chat here again from Matt Kenzie. Shador is too predictable after snaps. He doesn't fake throw. He doesn't disguise himself when he gives the ball to the running back. Need more receivers running across.
Okay. All right. Can I just mention this first one about the fake? How do you fake and throw in less than 2 seconds? Now, granted, I know it ain't every down. Trust me, I get it, bro. I know what you're saying. I don't think I don't understand what you're saying. I get it, bro. But my man is always in duress, bro. So that's probably why you ain't getting a lot of fake throws. I mean, no one was complaining about nobody was complaining about Shador when he had a little time. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool. I get it. I feel what you're saying. I ain't knocking what you're saying. I feel you, but you got to kind of put everything in perspective here. I'll let you have the rest of that. I don't want to take
Yeah.
up.
Back again, man. I'm appreciative of the $5 super chat, making my day. That's for sure. But I got to push back on this a little bit, man. Shador too predictable after snaps. Uh, again, when he gets time, man, he lights it up. When he gets time, he lights it up. But he doesn't disguise himself enough when he gives the ball to the running back. You could be right on that, but right now it's happening 9 times a game. So I'm just not too upset about that. Need more receivers running across. again, I think all these issues stem from the fact that our offensive line has been inconsistent and they are not trusted to block. Could we be doing more to help them out? Having some max protect sets? Again, we've been wondering, where is the max protect sets, man? Do we just got guys that cannot block? Will that be an adjustment that we see tomorrow in our homecoming game against the Oregon State Beavers? I sure hope so. But I think what you've seen, Mac, I would kind of change this a little bit and say I've seen Shador, because he's been getting pressured so much, I've seen him run into pressure. So sometimes when he does have a little bit more time or better protection, he's just gotten hit so much that, it like that's what happens. It's the David Carr effect. It's what happened. And Coach Prime said, no more David Carr effect for my son for this team. Absolutely not. We need to change this up. Okay. So, shout out to Old School, one of the best.
Old School.
Is that baby flipping us off? Rude. But hey, we got some good news. This is a good news Friday. We're gonna see a little bit different, hopefully, of an offense tomorrow, man. But what you hoping to see from this Pat Shermer led offense tomorrow, Rahad?
I sound like a broken record. I will say this: I think they did impose their will on defense last game. I do believe they did that. But I just want to see them give Shador some time. Granted, I mean, everybody gets to the quarterback sometime. I just want them to flip it. I want them to protect as much as the way they protect the percentage that they usually give it up, and the amount of times that they give him time to throw the ball. Let them be the sacks. I just want them to flip it. I've never seen an offensive line I'll act like this, but that's what I want to see. Also, I wouldn't mind them sprinkling in a few more runs. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Okay, I wouldn't mind seeing that. And I would like Pat. Honestly, I know they don't run a pro style offense necessarily, but I would like Pat Shurmur to call the game like a NFL game, because in an NFL game, they are going to play down and distance.
Yeah.
3 yards on first down is good. You know what I'm saying? 4 to 5, get the third and shorts. That's all I want to see, bro. I just want to see a true football game and not sack, loss, hit you for big. Sack, loss, punt. Sack, loss. Hit a big play. I mean, I ain't looking for 10, 15-yard plays down the field and more. I'm looking for, give me the 8, give me the 7, give me the 6, give me the 3, give me the 5. Hey, give me the 10, give me the 12, and go down and score. I want them to run an offense. I mean, is that asking for too much? Am I talking crazy? Hey, chat, y'all let me know. Is what I'm saying sound crazy?
Yeah, just call, somewhat interesting and offense with some variety, man. I think that's all we want. And trust this offensive line to. I mean, you have to at this point trust that they're going to get it together. Some people bringing up in the comments like, "Hey, Coach Prime met with them all this week. Wonder what they had to say." Hopefully, we get the right 5 out on the field this week, and we see a much better performance. I think that would be great. But again, have mixed feelings about this. This decision right now, or this announcement, but at the end of the day, man, like it can't get any worse than it was this past week, man. That's how I feel about it. So you got to think that they're gonna Pat Shermer. I mean, this is what I'm hoping, Rahai. This is what I'm hoping for. Surely he wouldn't be taking over play calling duties if he's just going to call the same game, right?
Right,
or at least stay from that, right?
Right. 100%, bro. 100%, bro.
Oh, before we get to this other super chat, really quick, one of our longtime listeners, James Hunter, comment a little bit on the offensive line. This is something that I've noticed a little bit, James. If you go back and look, again, it doesn't happen a ton, but there will be some times where Shador will break the pocket and try and run outside, and he just runs into defensive ends or edge rushers that are being blocked by that tackle instead of kind of cutting up and stepping up kind of more vertically rather than running outside horizontally. I think sometimes he can get himself in trouble still breaking the pocket in that way. Again, this isn't like a main thing that needs correction right now. There's so many other things, but I think that like when you see that happen, that is an instance because he is so used to getting pressure up front that like that is just his go-to is to escape outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Kinsey with another $5 super chat. I appreciate it again. Some of these coaches
Appreciate
and
the super chat.
players could be getting paid behind closed doors to throw the game. The system is fight against the change, organized failure. Do we have a snake? Do we have a snake over at the Champion Center in Boulder, Colorado, Rawhide? Do we have a snake? Have we cut the head off of the snake?
Okay, look. So no, I wouldn't. I don't think they're doing that. Let me say this. I don't think they're doing that. But I get what you. No, I don't. They don't. I don't think they're doing that. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Don't get me wrong, Rawhide, man. I love conspiracies, man. But sometimes you just got to put yourself in the shoes of these people, and it would take a lot of money to put out bad tape and to throw my own career.
Yeah, I
Even
agree
for
with
the
you on
little job I have right now, if someone's paying me under the table to sabotage the company that I work for, again, you got to find interviews after that. Say, well, what went wrong? You got to have some answers to that. Again, it's easy for us to say, just chilling here with this wonderful photo that conspiracies and snakes, people getting paid under the table going on. I just can't buy that. But man, Surfer asked this wonderful question, man. If this doesn't work, who are we going to look at then?
The players that I'm still looking at right now. Just be honest, just straight up with you, bro. Bro. You know what I'm saying? I've asked that question. I just want to roll back to what was that super chat? What was his name? Matt
Matt.
McKenzie. We can get back to that other one. I just did want to say this. I think I get what you get your questioning, bro. I get it because you seeing things. I'm assuming this is what it is. You're seeing things that don't make no sense. That's what you're seeing, and what you try to do is you try to rationalize, right? The things that you see on the field, and it's like that don't even make no sense. Why are they doing that? So the only thing you really can come up with, are they trying to do this bad? I get it. Now I kind of understand what you're doing. I think I understand what you're saying. That you just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's like I do bad examples, so don't y'all blackball me for this. It's like you go in the bathroom and somebody peed on top of the toilet with the toilet seat down, and you're like, bro, you did that intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how could you not? You know, bro, you gotta. I get it, bro. Because common sense, when it's so far from common sense, you start going down this path. And trust me, man, I feel you on that because I was beating my head against the wall, also trying to figure out why they were doing things. I get it. I get it, bro. So I think that's where you coming from. So I get it, bro. I just ain't went to that level. I don't really get into that conspiracy thing, but what you saying makes sense though.
No doubt. No doubt. Oh man. Well, I guess I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta get some lunch. I gotta get back to work. But Rawhide, man, I always appreciate you
Man, I
hopping
appreciate you
on
more,
here with
man.
me. Man, it's always great. Hey, for anybody on my channel that's watching, y'all better go follow Rawhide Media for you. What you got coming the next few days with your videos?
Oh man, I was gonna get my official pregame preview out today. I guess I'll have to do it live because I don't feel like doing no other stuff. But they so I'll get put my official pregame of Oregon State and the University of Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Prime. So y'all come on over and holler at me real quick. You know what I'm saying? You can get in my chat or whatever the case may be if you want a time that you like it to be done, and we can have some fun with it. So that's what I got, brother.
Yes, man, I appreciate it. And man, guys, thank you everybody for hopping in here. Be sure to hit a like on the way out. You know, all this stuff, man, it's just great. Chopping it up with all you guys, talking about the constant news that we got every day. And we sure will have a lot to talk about this weekend after our game tomorrow evening against the Oregon State Beavers. I'll be back maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, something. We'll figure it out. But until next time, things are looking up. And as always, Sco Buffs.
Go Buffs.